In 1992, the country was open to multi-party elections and Jerry John Rawlings hit the campaign trail as the presidential candidate for the National Democratic Congress. The NDC has a vision of social development, economic justice, integrity, and accountability. As he spoke on the podium,
this country is not going back. She's moving only forward.
It was clear that JJ was still a man of the people. He continued to hold true to his beliefs that enabled him to rise up against the economic injustice of the 1970s.
When we took over the reins of the economy, ladies and gentlemen, I thought so. Places like that were dead. AGC was producing what? Half or one-third the current volume. One-third the current volume. We have triple AGC's goal. When we started off with nothing but one thing, the truth and integrity. The truth and integrity. And this is what has brought this country out of the darkness. Now that we are beginning to see the light, with the responsibility and the duty of accomplishing what we set out to do we want to see the clock turn back? Do we want to see the clock turn back?
After 58% of the population voted JJ for president, he was sworn in on the 7th of January 1993 to become the first president of the Fourth Republic.
I,
Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings,
Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings,
having been elected
to
the high office of President
of the Republic of Ghana.
And in 1996, President Rawlings and running mate Professor Atta Mills were on the road campaigning for re-election, which they won.
This victory is not a victory to sleep, it's not a victory for laziness, but it's a victory to work even harder. Democracy is to be able to have dialogue, to be able to debate issues.
Together with Cabinet, the President and Commander-in-Chief determined general policy of the government. He consulted with traditional leaders as well, which kept him in touch with the grassroots. During Jerry John Rawlings' tenure in office, a mausoleum was built in honor of the late Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah.
Kwame Nkrumah was not perfect, and I may be one of the most critical people about certain aspects of his government. But I will never deny him nor any man the praise for outstanding achievements, and for Dr. Nkrumah in particular, the things that made him a great figure in history. On this 32nd anniversary of Ghana's Republic Day, we are laying Dr. Nkrumah's remains to rest at the site of his greatest triumph.
After 7 years of fighting in Liberia, stability was returned after Ghana contributed troops to a multinational force created to end the conflict. Jerry John Rawlings played an integral role in the final peace process, which was brokered through the economic community of West African states.
The instability of Liberia is affecting the stability of the sub-region. It's making it difficult to attract investment. It's making it difficult, to improve the image of Africa. So I'm suffering, not indirectly, directly, both through the contribution of my troops to bring about stability and through the fact that, look, it's creating a wrong perception of Africa. So we have a moral obligation to do what we can to bring about the necessary stability, because we're all being judged, all of us, despite the efforts we're making. We're all being judged just by, you know, little things happening here and there.
I mean, quite frankly, I just don't think it's fair and right that Liberia, that used to be, you know, a former colony of America, you know, should have degenerated into a carnage of that kind. No Western country lifted a hand to assist her. And yet she didn't actually need that much. But when it comes to the European theater, the whole of Europe, NATO, the US, everybody pumps in all the necessary resources. And yet we didn't need a fraction of that to assist us in Africa to deal with our own problem. And it's not as if we were not making, you know, our own efforts as members of the ECOWAS community when we put together some troops to move into Liberia and to stop the carnage. We didn't have enough resources. All we could, and being members of the UN, quite honestly, I mean, there was no reason why they could not have assisted us in a very humble way. And had they done so, we could have brought this Liberian situation under control a much longer time ago.
The hard work of the 1980s built a strong base for Rawlings to go to many countries to promote the good name of Ghana for viable foreign direct investment.
It might be going too far to say that we're hoping to become a trading powerhouse. We're only making our very humble effort. But the point is that precisely because of the political stability that we've enjoyed in this country, I mean, the world has virtually come to our assistance, you know, led by the IMF and the World Bank, as well as some of the other Western communities, in order to help us lay the foundation for a developmental takeoff. We've used these resources to build roads, to extend electricity into as many regions as possible, and very soon there will not be a single district in my country that will not have energy. In other words, there will not be a single place in that country that will not be, you know, potentially viable for industrial takeoff. Yeah. So that we virtually lay the foundation now for, you know, developmental takeoff.
You want businesses to come in. That's one of the reasons you're going around the country.
Precisely. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why we're here. If I may use the word seductive. We're here to seduce as many American businessmen as possible to recognize that, you know, for all the efforts that we've made, I think it's only obligatory on their part to do what they can to invest in my country.
In the process, he was given awards and the keys to various cities